Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Shona Robison, the second worst Chancellor in Britain, has been attacked and ridiculed, really, over her plans to, well, basically look at the UK's fiscal rules and abandon them, throw them up, rip them up, throw them away, ignore them, etc. Because she's got a huge budget black hole to fill and she quite literally hasn't got a clue how to do it. This useless finance secretary, who has been basically in place far too long, but they've got no one else really who could take over. Maybe Kate Forbes, probably the only one. But of course, Shona's going at the next election, as is indeed Forbes, and not a minute too soon, because we know that she's absolutely bloody retarded. The woman hasn't got and had an idea for years. Well, she decided that they're going to U-turn on their position regarding income tax. This is where Rachel Reeves is going to be increasing, without a doubt, at least 2p in the pound extra in income tax. First time in, 50 years that income tax rates have gone up. She claimed that the Scottish Government has very limited set of levers. That's because your income tax is already the highest in the country. And if it goes up by 2p generally in England and Wales and Northern Ireland, Scotland may be forced to raise it even further. Now, the Fraser of Allender Institute estimated a 2p income tax in the UK will hit will hit Scotland quite significantly. It would actually cut Scotland's funding, according to the Barnett formula, strangely enough, by over £1 billion because of the way the fiscal framework works, operates, and is calculated. And this is on top of the £1.5 billion that Shona has to find. So she's now looking at a £2.5 billion black hole that she does not know how to fill. But to be fair, she does not know how to tie her own shoelaces. You really are being ruled by idiots in Scotland. But this is now going to affect what she's doing. Now, obviously, there'll be little things. She could put income tax up by a penny or 2p. However, that would absolutely drive everyone out of Scotland, especially at a time when they can't get the people they need to come to Scotland in the first place. It'd also drive companies away. She could theoretically also freeze and lower and jiggle around with the levels, the rate, where the rates change. The thresholds is the word I'm looking for there. She could do that. She could reduce the amount of money handed over to local councils. That's meaning that there'll be an indirect taxation rise by the local councils, putting council tax up even more, even though it's not going directly to the government. They're not paying out as much and gives her more money there. There's lots of things she can do. All of these, of course, would be terrible for the Scottish economy and worse for the Scottish taxpayer. And so, it's one of these things where Shona Robison has to sit there and think very, very carefully. And it won't do any good at all because she still, no matter how hard she sits there and thinks, won't be able to come up with anything that will actually help. The one thing that Shona Robison has done is written to the Chancellor, I believe, basically asking for help. Well, there you go. Let's see. You wouldn't be able to do that if you're an independent country, though, would you? So it kind of goes against everything they stand for. But, what do you do? Well, obviously the best thing you can do is to reduce tax, encourage people to the country, grow the economy, say to the oil people, please don't leave in droves, please come back, invest heavy, let's get that growth going so we can get more money in without actually raising taxes at all, just as a result, naturally, of a growing economy. Yes, you could do that, but she's not going to, because that would take imagination. Let me know what you think. I'm getting worried. Bye.